Hi everybody, I am right here by this old road that goes up over the hill here, and I'm going to metal detect right here where there was an old gate, and I'll show you the picture of where you can see the rock wall and the gate right here. I was wondering if they didn't use this road first to come into the ranch, and standing right here by this old fence post, and you can see that these are round-headed nails, but down here there's square nails, another one there and there. So this post has probably been here since that gate. And there's some others over here, and you can see this rock wall that was and fence that they had right along this ditch here where there was runoff. So we'll see what we come upon. So let's get started. Here's some old barbed wire and fence posts there too. Well, I've been getting a lot of nail signals right in this area, and I thought this signal might have been a little different. But right beside this big rock was an old square nail. So this is where the gate was. See if we can find anything good. Well, I got a big piece of foil right here. Well, I just found this thing. It rang up like between a 78 and 83. Right down there, and there's some other stuff in there. I'll check what that is. Here is a surface find. I don't see any words. Doesn't seem that old. Really flimsy. Well, we have a little tiny creek here coming down the hill this spring. We haven't had this since I've been home, but it stops right over there. It must go underground. It stops before the fence post, so that's interesting. You can see the water running. Okay, I have metal detected from that chair almost to the pickup over there, and now I'm doing from the chair up to the top of this little hill, because I'm thinking if they were driving wagons, they had to give a little slap on the horses to get them up the little hill. But I just found a piece of metal here, and it rang up like a 62 on the AT Pro. So that was a little bit interesting. Let's see if we can find anything else here. I think this is a jacket off a bullet. You can see those lines there. But let me know what you think. This hole has mixed signals, but as I started digging, I see brick. So this area right in here, there's a high tone over here, low tones over here. Let's see what it is. This is kind of rocky. Rocks everywhere. Oh, this is just a piece of wire. But there is a piece of brick there, which is kind of odd. Yeah, that was the target. Let's see how big the brick is. Is that the brick, or is that... Oh my word, it's shaky. It's moving the whole ground, you guys. Dad's gonna kill me if I make a big hole here. My gosh, look at that. Just a big old brick here in the middle of the road. Huh. Well, that is interesting, at least. Well, right on the surface was this old bullet shell. I'm thinking it's modern, but I'll read what the top says later. I'm right here almost to the crest of this little hill. Well, I just dumped out my bag from the past 3 days of detecting. Most of this came out of the corral, and so I'm just going to dump it here in the trash. The trusty trash barrel. Well, about an inch or so down, I found this item. It was ringing up like 80, 82, and then down to 62. So I wonder what this is part of. I have to clean it up, see if I can see anything. Well, I don't know what this object was. There's no distinguishing marks that I can see. And then this thing, feels like it could be a bullet jacket or a splattered bullet, but all I see is those little lines there. Well, I did up this little road there, up just past the top of that rise, and the gate seemed to be right there because there's lots of nail signals. Didn't find anything great, so I'm gonna do on down the road here until I reach wherever the Dad put rock, and then over here in this ditch I'll probably do some too. So let's see what we can find. A little bunny right over there. He's just sitting there watching me. He doesn't think I see him. Hey, little guy. Okay, down in that hole, about 3 inches down, I got this. Well, that's all for now. Hopefully I'll get back out here soon and finish up the area I want to search. See ya. Well, I am out here behind the outhouse just checking the dirt because we've had a lot of rain before Dad gets out here to spray some weeds. And I'll just show you what I found so far. Nothing. Wire, nails, pieces of metal can. And I also found this big nail. And this piece, I'll clean it up, see if there's some words on there. Maybe some kind of toothpaste tube or something like that. And then that strange looking wire. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, here's past finds with old glass and stuff. Well, I'm just out here looking for treasures, but I'm also picking up the nails and metal that I see because I might want to metal detect here again. That's a neat rock. Mom found an old copper bracelet out here last spring over there. So things just keep turning up, you know. I did some sifting here and I haven't filled in my hole. Actually, probably almost 2 years ago. There's some videos about that. Okay, I'll turn you on when I find something interesting. Well, there's still some water running down this draw, and the old road goes up that draw, but it's kind of funny, it just stops right there. But all that area, there might be stuff to find over there too. Here's the top from a neat old bottle. Well, I just found this pretty rock right here. It looks like it could be a flake. That's cool. There might be like an Indian place where they used to, you know, have the mortar and pestle right up here in these rocks. Kind of looks like that. I'm just going to leave that there for my cousin. Let's see, there's a metal thing over here. What is that? Nope, it's a rock. Here's the piece of an old canning jar. I can see the QU for like quart. At least I think it could be that. I'm not sure. Now here's some more stuff I found. And here's the other junk I found. There's a few nice square nails. Right down here in the ditch bed, I found this part of a bowl. And it has the mark J and G. I think it's, well, I'll put a picture of this, but it says Handley, England. That's cool. Okay, I've looked in the little ditch bed there, and I just want to show you this neat old buggy rim. And it still has the wood on right there. Old skate. And look at that little horseshoe. Well, there's an interesting rock here. Look at this. It's really smooth. It's kind of rounded on this side. What do you suppose that is? Maybe I'll keep that. Okay, I found this interesting piece. I don't know, it doesn't feel like glass. And then there's part of a brick right there. Okay, it looks like I found the key to a can, like a can opener thingy. Right here in the ditch. Okay, we got something interesting here. Wonder what that is. Looks like this springy thing is connected to this. Interesting. Okay. Who can tell me what this is? We are down here by the house. There was an old road that came off the hillside. I did find a Model T tire nut thing over there, and the other thing, I forget what it's called. But plus, there's all kinds of junk along this rock wall here. They just threw trash here. Okay, I got a piece of metal here. It's just junk. I'd like to give a shout out to Liz, the Digging Canuck. And I won on her Sunday live stream a 1968 Canadian 50% silver dime. And she sent me a couple of stickers also. This is the sticker she made for the ladies. So thanks, Liz. I really love the dime and the stickers. I'll put her link in the description.